So we are looking at a few questions and answers in computer graphics. Define computer graphics. What is a computer graphic? What do you mean when we say computer graphics? Computer graphics may be defined as the pictorial representation or graphical representation of objects in a computer. So you have a computer, you want to display or represent the object or any graphical form in the computer. So that is computer graphics, the way to show way to represent the real life or the data in the form of what they are. This is computer graphics, and it remains one of the most exciting and rapidly growing computer fields. And computer graphics now include high resolution display devices, 3D, multiple gamings, etc. What is meant by scan code? Scan code. When you press a key on the keyboard controller places a code carry to the key, which is pressed into the part of the memory, which is called as the keyboard buffer. So this code is called as the scan code. What is the meaning of refreshing? What is meant by refreshing of the screen? Some phenomena or method or technique is needed to maintain the picture on the screen. So refreshing of screen is done by keeping the phosphorus glowing to redraw the picture repeatedly. So this is for CRTs. The things technology have changed, and by quickly directing the electron beam back to the same point. Define random scan and random raster scan displays. So random scan is a method in which the display is made by the electron beam, which is directed only to the points or parts of the screen where the picture is to be drawn. Means if you need to draw, you will point beams only to the place where the image has to be drawn or the picture is to be drawn. While the raster scan system is a scanning technique in which the electron sweeps from top to bottom and left to right, like this, top to bottom and left to right. The intensity is turned on and turned off to light and unlight the pixel. If it is there, it will be lit, otherwise it will be unlit. List the merits and demerits of penetration techniques. Penetration technique, first of all, it is an expensive technique. It has only 4 colors. The quality of picture is not good when it is compared to the other techniques, and it can display color scan in monitors with poor limitation. What do you mean by emissive and non-emissive displays? The emissive display convert electric energy into light energy, like the plasma panels, TFT, thin film displays, electroluminescent display. These are the examples of emissive display. They convert the electrical energy into the light energy. While the non-emissive are optical effects to convert the sunlight or light, say from any other source, to graphic form. Like LCD is an example of non-emissive. In emissive we have plasma and TFT. What is persistence? The time it takes to the emitted light from the screen to decay 1/10 of its original intensity is called the persistence. Means if this is your display, this is your beam. Now beam hits, and once your emitted light from the screen, it decay to 1/10 of its original intensity. If it is I, then what time does it take to become 1/10 of I? This is the persistence. What is the resolution? The maximum number of points that can be displayed without an overlap on a CRT is called a resolution. Let me explain here the resolution. Resolution is nowadays, if you have a screen, say, so how many number of pixels of picture element that you are able to show. For example, for HD, it is 1028 by 720, I guess, make it 700, right? And for this is for HD. And for real HD, this is full HD, it becomes 1920 by 1028. So this many pixels are there, and all these pixels are to be lit or to be displayed. So this is the resolution nowadays. You have Ultra HD also, 4096. This is the resolution it provides, 4096 by some number, I don't remember that. List out the merits and demerits of plasma panel display. First is, in plasma, refreshing is not required. It produces a very steady image free of flicker, and of course it is less bulky than CRT. But the demerit is the resolution is less. It requires complex addressing and wiring, of course, it is costlier than CRT, costlier. What is aspect ratio? See, if this is the width is 16, height is 9. So we say 16 by 9 is the aspect ratio, 16 by 9. So the ratio of, actually it is 16 by 9, the ratio of vertical points to the horizontal points necessary to produce length of lines in both direction. The screen is called the aspect ratio. If it is, say, it is 4 vertical point, that is this is 3 and this is 4. So 4 by 3. So 3 by 4 we take to vertical to horizontal. So this is the aspect ratio. You have seen that in many applications they ask, you want to keep the aspect ratio. The original image, if it has been taken in some say aspect ratio, then if you change the aspect ratio, that will be distorted. What is meant by addressability? The addressability is the number of individual dots per inch, DPI, that can be created. If the address of the current dot say xy, the next dot will be x plus y, x plus y plus 1, like this. What is a dot size? What is a dot size? Dot size is defined as the diameter of the single dot on the device output. So dot size is also known as the spot size. What is interdot distance? Interdot distance is the reciprocal of addressability actually. If the addressability is large, the interdot distance will be less. The interdot distance should be less to get a smooth shape. See, if the dots are well placed, they are not far apart like this, you will have a very good shape. Define pixel. What is a pixel? Pixel is a short form of picture element. So pixel is short form of picture element, and each screen point is known as the pixel or a pel. What is frame buffer? Picture definition is stored in a memory area. So actually it is a memory area. We call it as a frame buffer or refresh buffer. This is just before it needs to be, or it is about to be sent to the screen for display. This is the frame buffer. This is implemented mostly in the hardware. What are the advantages of laser printer? Because you have desk, jet, and various other printer, but laser is the most reliable one. Why? Because it has high speed, precision, and economy. It is cheap to maintain. Quality of printer is high. It lasts for longer time. The toner power is very cheap. What is bitmap and what is pixmap? Bitmap and pixmap. The frame buffer is used in the black and white system to know as bitmap, which take 1 bit per pixel. For system with multiple bit per pixel, the frame buffer is often referred to as pixmap. So the frame buffer in the black and white system, bitmap, which take 1 bit per pixel. If we have multiple bit per pixel, it is pixmap. What is a vector display or a stroke writing or a calligraphic display? Random scan monitor draw a picture one line at a time, like this. For this reason, they are referred to as the vector displays. What is the video controller, or where is the video controller used? Video controller is the controller which controls the video. Means it is having all the transformation or the interface between the incoming data and the outgoing data to the video. So there is a listening which this video controller does. So a special purpose processor which is used to control the operation of the display device is known as the video controller or display controller. So it's a special purpose processor. And why it is a processor? Because it actually controls the operation, like the CRISP processor controls the system or computer. Like this, for video controlling, you need video controller. What do you mean by scan conversion? A major task of display processor is digitizing a picture definition given in an application program into set of pixel intensity values for storage in the frame buffer. This digitization process is called the scan conversion. So whatever you have, you need to convert or rasterize it or make it such that it can be displayed on the screen. So the task of display processor to digitize this picture which is given in the application program into a set of pixel intensity, because pixel will be shown here and that will be stored in, say, frame buffer. This digitization process is called the scan conversion. What is an output primitive? Graphic programming packages provide function to describe a scene in terms of these basic geometric structure We refer to them as output primitives. What do you mean by jaggies? Jaggies. Stair-shaped effect. So line with stair step appearance is known as the jaggies. And what is the reason for this? If the sampling is not done properly, under sampling or over sampling is done, jaggies will be in the resultant. What is the point in the computer graphics system? A point is the most basic graphical element and is defined by a pair of user coordinate. Actually, in computer graphics, everything is point only. You take points and you combine them in the form of, say, triangle, or you give shape like this, and then you show this shape. And if you want to give them a realistic feeling, you do lighting, shading, etc. Then you do certain clipping to show it on the screen. So you need to define that frustum of viewport, and then you use the projection also. That is, you use perspective or orthographic. So this all happens, and the point is the basic. From point we started, and we actually ended up to actually projecting it on the screen. So write short notes on lines. Line. What is a line? So line is infinite extent that can be defined by an angle, slope, and one point, say xy. So you can define it by y is equal to mx plus c. M is the slope, c is the intercept, y-intercept. Define circle. Circle is defined by its center xc, yc, and a radius in user's coordinate unit, and the equation of the circle is x minus xc plus y minus yc is equal to r square. In mathematical terms, circle is the locus of all the points which are at equal distance from a similar point, which all are at similar distance from a point, and this point is called the center. And that this distance, that means all points have common distance, this is called the radius. Define polygon. A polygon is any closed continuous sequence of line segments. Closed continuous sequence of line segment. A polyline whose last, you can also say that a polyline whose first and last nodes are same. The line segments form the sides of the polygon, and their intersecting points form the vertices of the polygon. So for this, these are the vertex or vertices. Distinguish between a convex and a concave plane. This form can be called as, say, concave, and this can be a convex. So if the line joining any 2 points in the polygon lies completely inside the polygon, then they are known as convex. So if the line joining any 2 points, if the line joining if I join these any line, so if these line they completely are inside the polygon, we call them as convex. So this is convex. What about this? If I join line these vertex from this vertex to this vertex, it lies outside the polygon. So we know it has a concave polygon. What is seed fill? What is seed fill? One way to fill a polygon is to start from a given point, say seed, known to be inside the polygon, and highlight outward from this point, that is a neighboring pixel, until we encounter the boundary pixel. This approach is called as seed fill. What is scanline algorithm? Scanline algorithm. We have already seen this. So one way to fill the polygon is to apply the inside test to check whether the pixel is inside the polygon or outside the polygon, and then highlighting the pixel which lie inside the polygon. So this is the scanline algorithm. Define the coherence properties. Coherence properties. A coherence property of a scene is part of a scene by which we relate one part of the scene with the other part of the scene. Coherence properties. A coherence property of a scene is a part of a scene by which we relate one part of the scene with the other part of the scene. This is coherence properties. Now, what is an active edge list in the scanline algorithm? The active edge list for a scanline contains all the edges crossed by this scanline. All the edges. So it is the list of all the edges which has been crossed by that scanline. What is a cell array? Cell array. A cell array is a primitive that allows user to display an arbitrary shape defined as 2-dimensional grid pattern like this. What is a typeface? Typeface. Letters, numbers, and other characters, they can be displayed in a variety of sizes and styles. So the overall design style for a set of character is called a typeface. Overall design style of a set of character. What do you mean by font? Font. The term font referred to as the set of cast metal character forms in a particular size and format such as 10-point Courier Italic. So this font is a set. This is referred to as set of cast metal character forms. Cast metal character forms in a particular size and format. We need to cast these characters in the metal forms. What is a bitmap font? Bitmap font. A simple method, bitmap font, for representing the character shapes in a particular typeface is to use rectangular grid patterns. So the set of characters are then referred to as the bitmap font. What is an outline font? Outline font. A flexible scheme is to describe character shape using a straight line and curve section. So in this case, the set of characters is called as outline font. Did you understand? Outline font. We devise a flexible scheme which is devised and employed to describe character shapes using your straight line and curve shape. So if you combine them, the set of characters is called as outline font. What is an attribute parameter? Any parameter that affects the way a primitive is to be displayed is referred to as the attribute parameter. Any parameter that affects the way a primitive is to be displayed is referred to as an attribute parameter. What are the various attributes of a line? For a line, it can be line type, it can be width, color. These are all the attributes of line. And the line type includes this type, includes the solid line, dashed line, dotted line. What is pixel mask? Pixel mask. Pixel mask is a string containing the digits 1 and 0 to indicate which positions to plot along the line path. The masks say this one could be used to display a dashed line with a dash length of 4 and interdot spacing of 3. So if we have a dash length of 4 and interdot spacing of 3, this is the mask we are going to use. So we'll display some, we'll leave some. This is the pixel mask. What is a line cap? Line cap. Line cap can be used to adjust the shape of the line ends to give it a better shape, appearance, look. So there are three types of line caps. Cap which has square end like this, round end like this, which has semicircle like this projecting square cap which has one half of the line width beyond the specified endpoints. List out the method used for smoothly joining two line points. How we are going to join two line points? We can have meter join, round join, bevel join. So meter join is by extending the outer boundaries of each of the two lines until they meet. Round join is by capping the connection between the two segments with a circular boundary whose diameter is equal to the line width. Bevel join is by displaying the line segments with butt caps and filling in the triangular gap where the segment meet. What is color lookup table? Color lookup table. In the color space, we have 24 bits per pixel, where 8 bits represent 256 level for each color. Means 8 bit for R, 8 bit for G, 8 bit for B. So for 888, that is 24, and if alpha channel is there, that will become 32 bit. So we have for color display 24 bits per pixel. These are commonly used. The 8 bit represent 256 level for each color. So it is necessary to read this 24 bit for each pixel from the frame buffer. This is very time consuming. How you are going to? It will be a tedious job to read these 24 bit every time for each pixel from frame buffer. So to avoid this, video controller uses a lookup table to store many entries to pixel values in RGB format. So video controller has a lookup table to store many entries to pixel values in RGB format. So this lookup table is commonly known as the color table. What is tiling patterns? Tiling patterns. The process of filling an area with a rectangular pattern is called the tiling, and rectangular fill patterns are sometimes referred to as the tiling patterns. For example, you want to fill this, so you can use this tile, 4 tiles to fill this. What is a soft fill? Soft fill. It is a filling method in which fill color is combined with the background colors. Only though that color is not used, that is to be filled, but it combines with the background colors. It is a soft fill. What is kern character? Kern This is kerned character. The character which extend beyond the character body limits is known as kerned character. Why? Because see, F, if this is our space, you want to print C, it is okay. You want to print G, it will go like this. So it will be kerned. Okay. So space boundary, it is extending. F and J are also example. What is character up vector? Character up vector. The orientation for a displayed character string is set according to the direction of the character up vector. Orientation of the displayed string, character up vector. You can say normal vector also in some cases. Define bundled attributes. Bundled attributes. Individual attribute commands provide a simple and direct method for specifying attributes when a single output device is used. So when several kinds of output device are available at a graphics installation, it is convenient to set up a table for each output device that lists set of attribute values that are to be used on that device to display each primitive type. So attribute specified in this manner is known as the bundled attribute. So these are a few questions on computer graphics. We will be taking more. Thank you so much. Take care.